The Ohio State Reformatory, also known as the Mansfield Reformatory, is a historic prison in Mansfield, Ohio, that was built in 1886 and operated until 1990. It has a reputation for being one of the most haunted places in the United States. Over the years, there have been many reports of paranormal activity at the reformatory, including sightings of ghostly apparitions, strange noises, and inexplicable occurrences. One of the most famous ghost stories associated with the Ohio State Reformatory involves the spirit of a former inmate named James Lockhart. Lockhart was a notorious criminal who was sentenced to life in prison for murder. He was known for his violent temper and his ability to manipulate and control others. One day, Lockhart was working in the prison's woodshop when he became involved in an argument with another inmate. The argument escalated into a physical fight, and Lockhart ended up killing the other inmate with a woodworking tool. Lockhart was convicted of murder and sentenced to death by electrocution. According to legend, Lockhart's ghost still haunts the reformatory to this day. Visitors and staff members have reported seeing his ghostly apparition wandering the halls of the prison, and some have even claimed to have felt his presence nearby. One particularly eerie encounter with Lockhart's ghost occurred in the 1950s when a group of prisoners were working in the woodshop. Suddenly, the room grew very cold, and they all heard a loud, disembodied voice saying, "Get out." The prisoners immediately fled the woodshop, convinced that they had just encountered the vengeful spirit of James Lockhart. Another famous ghost story associated with the Ohio State Reformatory involves the spirit of Helen Glacke, the wife of the reformatory's former superintendent. Helen died of pneumonia in 1950, and her ghost has been spotted in various parts of the prison ever since. Several visitors and staff members have reported seeing Helen's ghost in the reformatory's chapel, where she is said to appear as a glowing ethereal figure. Others have reported seeing her ghostly apparition in the prison's administrative wing, where she is said to walk through walls and disappear into thin air. Overall, the Ohio State Reformatory is a place with a rich and fascinating history, as well as a reputation for being one of the most haunted locations in the United States. Whether or not these ghost stories are true, there is no denying that the reformatory has a certain mystique and allure that draws visitors from all over the world. The Ohio State Reformatory was built in 1886 and operated as a prison for over 100 years, housing over 154,000 inmates during its time in operation. The reformatory was designed as a reform institution intended to provide education and training to young offenders in an effort to rehabilitate them and prevent them from becoming repeat offenders. Despite its well-intentioned design, the reformatory quickly became notorious for its harsh conditions and brutal treatment of prisoners. Over the years, the prison became overcrowded and understaffed, leading to a host of problems such as violence, disease, and corruption. Inmates were subjected to long hours of hard labor, inadequate food and medical care, and severe punishments for even minor infractions. Many prisoners died during their time at the reformatory, either from disease, violence, or suicide. It's no surprise, then, that the prison has a reputation for being haunted by the spirits of its former inmates. In addition to James Lockhart and Helen Glacke, there are numerous other ghost stories associated with the Ohio State Reformatory. Visitors and staff members have reported hearing strange noises, feeling cold spots, and even seeing full-bodied apparitions throughout the prison. Some have reported feeling as though they were being watched or followed, while others have felt a sense of dread or unease in certain areas of the prison. One particularly eerie spot is the solitary confinement wing, where prisoners were kept in small, dark cells for extended periods of time as punishment. Visitors have reported feeling a strong sense of despair and hopelessness in this area, as well as experiencing unexplained phenomena, such as sudden drops in temperature and unexplained noises. The Ohio State Reformatory has been featured in numerous books, TV shows, and movies, including the famous film, The Shawshank Redemption. Today, the prison is open to the public for tours and events, and many people visit every year, in the hopes of experiencing the paranormal activity that has made it such a popular destination for ghost hunters and enthusiasts. One of the most well-known events at the Ohio State Reformatory is the Haunted Prison Experience, which takes place every October. During this event, the prison is transformed into a haunted house, complete with special effects, live actors, and other spooky surprises. Visitors are invited to explore the prison after dark and see if they can withstand the thrills and scares. In addition to the Haunted Prison Experience, the Reformatory also hosts a number of other events throughout the year, including ghost hunts, paranormal investigations, and historical tours. These events give visitors a chance to learn more about the prison's history and explore its many fascinating features, including the chapel, the administrative wing, and the massive cell blocks that once housed thousands of inmates. Despite its reputation as a haunted location, the Ohio State Reformatory has also been the site of many positive events over the years. For example, the prison has hosted a number of educational programs and job training initiatives designed to help inmates learn valuable skills and prepare for life after prison. In recent years, the prison has also been used as a location for film and TV shoots, bringing new attention and revenue to the area. Overall, the Ohio State Reformatory is a fascinating and complex place, with a rich history that spans over a century. Whether you are interested in ghost stories, prison reform, or just exploring a unique and intriguing location, the Reformatory has something to offer for everyone. The Ohio State Reformatory has a rich architectural history as well. The prison was designed by Cleveland architect Levi Schofield, who also designed many other notable buildings in Ohio, including Cleveland City Hall and the Soldiers and Sailors Monument in Public Square. The Reformatory is a stunning example of Gothic Revival architecture, with intricate details and ornate stonework throughout the building. One of the most impressive features of the Ohio State Reformatory is the East Cell Block, which is one of the largest freestanding steel cell blocks in the world. The cell block contains 6 tiers of cells, with a total of 600 individual cells. The sheer size and scale of the cell block is breathtaking and gives visitors a sense of the enormous scale of the prison and the number of inmates it once housed. Despite its many interesting features, the Ohio State Reformatory has faced numerous challenges over the years. In 1990, the prison was closed due to budget cuts and deteriorating conditions. The building was left vacant and fell into disrepair, and there was even talk of tearing it down. However, a group of dedicated volunteers stepped in to save the Reformatory and turn it into a tourist attraction. Today, the prison is run by the Mansfield Reformatory Preservation Society, which is dedicated to preserving and restoring the building and promoting its historical and cultural significance. Thanks to their efforts, the Ohio State Reformatory remains a vital part of Ohio's history and a unique destination for visitors from around the world. The Ohio State Reformatory has become a popular destination not only for history buffs and ghost hunters, but also for fans of popular culture. As I mentioned earlier, the Reformatory was featured prominently in the film The Shawshank Redemption, which has become a beloved classic since its release in 1994. The prison was used as a filming location for several key scenes in the movie, including the escape tunnel that Andy DeFrest, played by Tim Robbins, digs through his cell wall. In addition to The Shawshank Redemption, the Ohio State Reformatory has also been featured in other movies and TV shows, including Air Force One, Tango and Cash, and Ghost Adventures. The prison has even been the subject of its own documentary, The Ghosts of the Ohio State Reformatory, which explores the many reported ghost sightings and paranormal experiences that have taken place at the prison over the years. Despite its dark and often tragic history, the Ohio State Reformatory remains a fascinating and compelling destination for visitors from around the world. Whether you are interested in history, architecture, or the paranormal, the Reformatory has something to offer for everyone. With its eerie atmosphere, rich history, and stunning architecture, The Ohio State Reformatory is truly one of the most unique and intriguing destinations in the state of Ohio.